Guys, this is something I have been waiting a few days to talk about, and I am so happy. We are getting a That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime mobile game that is getting a global release, Isekai Memories. So I am so excited about this. You're going to be seeing a lot of content from me on this game. Speaking of which, there are a few other games that are coming out that I will be playing a good bit as well, like Dragon Quest Dai will be coming out later this month, maybe in a couple of weeks or so. So there's going to be a lot of content. So it's a very exciting time for me to be branching out some other games on the channel, and also some other non-gachas as well coming to the channel soon. So if you guys are pumped for all the content, please be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe and stick around for some more. For today's video, we're going to talk about everything we know right now when it comes to Isekai Memories, and I'm going to give you guys information like where to pre-register, what to expect, the pre-registration rewards. We're going to talk a little about some of the information they've given us about the characters in the game. There are some original characters for this game. We're going to watch a couple of trailers. There's a lot, so I hope you guys are ready for the hype. I'm a pretty big TENSURA fan. I'm not the most knowledgeable. I haven't read the full light novel. I'm just kind of getting in my feet wet with some of that stuff, but I mostly got into the anime season 1 when that aired. Loved it. Season 2, loving it. I've read some of the manga, loving it. Like, I'm just trying to really branch out, and I really enjoyed the series, and I loved it when they got the crossover 7 Deadly Sins and a few other games as well. So nonetheless, though, without further ado, let's check out the trailer. So the trailer came out a couple of days ago. I want to go ahead and give you guys a little brief look at it. So cool to see a global get released at the same time for a game like this. This is easily a type of game they could have waited months to release a global for. Look at him. Look at him. Benimaru, okay? Gupta! My guy, Gupta! Best character in the game already. Got Milliam, okay? So they're showing the special moves here, I guess. Nah, that's not the Rimuru I want to see. I already saw the Megiddo one. I saw it. I saw it already, man. Getting Digimon Lynx vibes from this. By the way, this is also a Bandai game like Lynx was. Take that how you will. Some of the gacha art's there as well. Pretty cool to see. Was she on cooking at the end? Coming 2021. Yeah. Was she on cooking in that last one with Benimaru? Is that, yep. So whatever she, it's like a rice ball. Is that like a rice ball she's trying to make here? This is that nonsense. Let me hold on. Let me make sure that this is working. Let me pull it back. I gotta see that nonsense right there. Look at that. She's trying to make like a rice ball. Nobody wants your cooking unless you have the special skill. If you got the special skill at this time of the cooking, then we're fine. Like I was saying, super excited about the fact that they are dropping a global for this. This could have easily been one of those games where it just either never gets a global or they wait like 6 months before dropping a global. So excited about that, and apparently 350,000 people have already watched this trailer, so that's pretty cool. It's going to probably wind up being a pretty niche game, so I'm excited to bring content on it. So overall, though, those were just basically the gacha arts at the end. So we do also have a trailer that's going to be shown on the app stores. You guys can see this just by going to the app store and pre-registering. We'll talk about that in a moment, but do follow a couple of pages for news on the game. So Slime Isekai Memories news, I'll leave the link down below in the description. They've been posting pretty much all the new stuff in terms of this game, and they're able to keep you up to date with it. And then there also is the official page as well. I'll leave that down below for you guys. There's also a official global Facebook page. If I remember, I'll leave that down below for you as well. So here's a look at the trailer that is on the App Store really quickly here. We're going to play this one. Shows some of the battle system. I don't want to go into full screen because sometimes full screen stops my recordings for some reason. We see Milliam here. Got Rimuru with the mask. Oh, there it is. Oh boy, that looks dope. And Ifrit here. Nah, don't talk to me. I'm vibing. That's what Rimuru said. He said it, not me. He ignored them and kept on moving. Nice. That's my guy right there. All right. So that is just a very brief little trailer you're going to see on the App Store when you go to the page for the game, right? So let's talk about that quickly here. So if you want to pre-register the game, It's on the App Store and Google Play currently. When you go to the page, obviously it'll look something like this on the App Store, or it's going to obviously look a little different from your mobile device, but you guys will have access to the iOS version as well if you're on that device. So here's some of the images that are tied to this as well. They're showing some more, just a little bit of the gameplay here. So there's that 3D battle RPG. There was actually a closed beta, and there's a lot of videos kind of coming out from that. So I'll kind of probably come back into a video on some of that stuff. Like there's some animations, there's information on some of the characters that are available at launch, potentially anyway, through the closed beta, etc. We have a new character who we're going to talk about in a moment. So yeah, pretty cool to see. Love to see it. All right, so let's go ahead and backtrack here. So we're going over to the official website because this all was kind of consolidated into a bunch of tweets on the Isekai Memories news page, but we actually can kind of just see that all in a nice little scrolling fashion here on the site. So they did actually put out a producer video which had an actual anime opening or whatever towards the end of that video. I'll leave this one down below if you want to watch it as well, but the producer basically talks about his excitement for launching this game, and they have like their own little anime scene as well. So just kind of show you like a little brief look at what I'm talking about. They have their own animation here, so yeah, it's pretty fun. All right, so let's talk about what we have here. So the story, relive the story from the anime brought to life by its voice actors. So yes, the game is going to be voiced, obviously, unfold through the talents of the anime's voice cast. So we move on here. Plus, players can experience original stories available only in the game, created under the supervision of the title's original authors. So that's pretty cool. You always love to see the original authors integrating or affiliating with these games as well. So we got these different arts here. We saw these ones in the image. So experience original stories available only for this game and created under the supervision of the author. The game will also feature a wealth of original costumes and characters, giving players a deeper glimpse into the world of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So you are going to see, like, this looks like a Halloween Gobta or something like that. So there's just obviously something to it, but you're gonna also, just for the record, wind up probably seeing your typical gacha stuff, your typical fan service stuff. I'm talking when it's summertime, you're gonna see the summertime outfits. You're gonna probably see all of that. They're letting you know. Also, the game is gonna have a bunch of like original content in terms of like quests and events and kind of like what if type of stuff. If you play gachas, you're gonna be completely familiar with what you're gonna see in this game. They're not gonna offer you anything that you haven't seen before if you play a lot of gacha games. So there's that. I know a lot of players on my channel are typically like Dragon Ball gacha players, but like there's a whole world of gachas out there, just for the record, and a lot of them are very different than the Dragon Ball games. They don't adhere to some of the things that Dragon Ball gachas don't do. Like, for example, Dragon Ball gacha ain't giving you your swimsuit characters. So when that swimsuit Shion come out, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. Let me know in the comments who your waifu is from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. So we have original characters here. So this is pretty interesting. Yes, this is Rimuru's daughter, Shinsa. So Rimuru's daughter, there's a question mark. Just like Rimuru, she also possesses great sage and predation, allowing her to acquire abilities from other monsters. So what the hell happened here? She is in that little animation I was talking about in the trailer video with the producer talking about it. Like, what happened here? This is what I need to know. Who is the mother? Man, Rimuru got it. He got him. It's not the right anime for the harem, but he's got his own too, man. They always do. So Isis here. Isis, I don't know. The alluring witch of the mirror. She stalks Rimuru as her prey. Like I said, they always got there. All of them, every single one, always likes the main pro tag, and I'm here for it. And will do whatever it takes to fulfill her utmost desires. I am the Witch of the Mirror, Isis, or Isis. Nice to meet you. And then we got Veldora here looking epic. So, okay, so they talk a little bit about the fact you can build Tempest, basically. So establish your own nation of Tempest. Experience the thrill of building the nations of Tempest with your own hands using the game's nation-building system. Become Rimuru and establish your own nation, building villages into towns and towns into cities as you progress the story. Players can interact with other characters in towns as well. We saw a little bit of that where the characters trying to talk to him and whatnot. But yeah, you have the building going on here. Like I said, you get a lot of like Digimon Links types of vibes from this, but there's a ton of games that do something like this, right? But that's just the general overworld. So, intense battles realized in gorgeous anime style 3D. We got Milliam here doing her specials. We kind of saw a little bit of this already. The game faithfully recreates the ultimate unique characters of the series in beautiful 3D. Pull off a plethora of different skills and finishing moves from the original series using just your fingertips. And right here, defeat enemies and grow stronger with Predator quests. In special Predator quests, players will be able to use their predation skills to devour enemies, unlike in standard quests, allowing you to acquire and improve your character skills. This seems pretty interesting. It seems like you'll be able to, and I mean, this is typically exclusive to Rimuru, but there is a new original character, so I guess. It seems like you'll be able to kind of build your own custom version of Rimuru. Well, that would be kind of interesting to see if that actually winds up being something like that. Let me know what you guys think on that topic. Like, would you be excited about kind of turning Rimuru into your own original character, right? We'll see what happens with that, because obviously it's going to have gachas built into it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Include player support feature in the form of ever-present Great Sage. That's pretty accurate to the series. Great Sage, who aids Rimuru in the original story, is also here to help the player along in their quest. He can ask Great Sage questions, apparently. I don't know what the scope of this will be limited to, obviously. Probably going to be pretty simple stuff like what I do next in the story or things like that. But still pretty cool to see that they did integrate Great Sage in some capacity. Please explain each function, etc. It seems like those were the types of options you're going to see. Interact with and give gifts to characters. So there is apparently an affinity system in this game, bond level or affinity system, whatever you want to call it. And as you go ahead and improve that bond level, you are going to be getting stat bonuses, among other things. This is pretty typical gacha stuff. Like I said, if you play other gachas other than the Dragon Ball games, this is the typical type of stuff you're going to see. That doesn't mean I'm not excited. It's just I can recognize the similarities, right? She got all those bonuses there. There's probably going to be ones that she exclusively likes more than others, and same goes for other characters. It includes a feature that allows players to interact with other characters in voiced conversations, gives them gifts such as food, and make friends with them in game. Is there a touch feature though? Is there a touch feature? Inquiring minds would like to know. No one's ever forgot when Don Memo had this same feature. They censored it and took out the touch feature. And then you got what is it? Konosuba right now, where you got the same feature, but you ain't got no. As far as I know, there's no censoring. There's none. Bandai ain't gonna go for all that though. I'm just animating this video. Okay, so that's everything that they have on the page. So let's talk a little bit about some of what we can expect for pre-registration here. So we currently have over 200,000 pre-registrations. The next one is going to actually be this exclusive Shuna here. So they did actually post on the Isekai memory pages her doing her skill here. I believe that art that we saw was this Shuna. Well, that's actually the art there, unless they use separate arts throughout the animations. Nah, that's the art. Yeah, because it's also on the character icons. So here's her skill. Nice. Nice. So that is the one that you're going to get. Okay, she won. Nice. Is it over? Okay, win screen. Okay. That's the one you're going to get for pre-registration, so be sure to check out the links down below in the description, or just search the game up on your app store and go for pre-registration. We did get so far character equipment items, stamina recovery, and we also got some recruit tickets. So we don't know what the next ones are going to be for 400 and 500 and whatever else winds up coming after that. So I'm excited to see how this game is handled. Personally, again, like I said, you could take from it how you will. The fact that it's a Bandai game, some people are not going to be super excited about that, but it is kind of what it is. Now, the last thing I want to kind of go over is this FAQ that they did put out from the Isekai Memories news page. Again, this is not an official page. This is a fan page, but they've got interaction with the game that we haven't really seen so much. Pretty basic stuff, though. When will it be released? There's no actual confirmed date. You can see a date on the App Store. That's not a confirmation. It could happen then. It could happen before or after. Pre-registration for the game is available. What are the summoning rates in the game? As of the closed beta test, the rates to get a 5-star character were 3%. Obviously, that can change when the game comes out. So the gacha's at 3%. That's a pretty standard number for a lot of games. Don't get confused if you're like a Dokkan player or whatever and see them at like 10%. It's pretty standard to see 3, maybe 5% overall for the premium like SSR or 5-star or X top rarity per gacha game. This is pretty normal, pretty standard. can I play the game on my phone? Yeah, if your phone is supported. It's coming to global, so it's going to be in North America, Europe, and Asia. How many 5-star characters are in the game? In the closed beta test, there were 12 5 stars. Obviously, that could change. There could be more or less on launch. Since the game is coming out at the same time on... Okay, so let me actually kind of say this. I should have said this earlier. I'll probably say it in a couple other videos. Since the game is coming out in global and in Japan at the same time, one thing you need to understand is there is a lot of benefits and downsides to when they stagger the releases and release global later. Like, obviously the downside is you can't play it in English for X amount of time. You're behind on content when it actually does come out versus the Japanese version. But most of the time you're going to come out with, if you're global and you were staggered, you had to wait, most of the time you're going to come out with all of the player quality of life updates they put out, more content, because these games are typically really dry for the first like 3-4 months, where there's not really much to do, especially if you blitz through the story mode. They probably put out one little event every couple of weeks. There's just nothing to do in a lot of these games for the first 3-4 months, and then after a year they really hit their stride, really hit the ground running after. But the thing is, like, you need to understand that's going to wind up happening. So like I said, if you have the buffer of having 6 months or however many months, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of Japanese before global, maybe that doesn't really affect you as much, right? So it's coming at the same time. But another thing too is when they stagger releases, what winds up happening a lot of time is the global version just has all those characters that they missed out on, just all in the files at the same time. They're all these characters that, like, if you play like Mega Man X Dive versus Rockman X, I mean, same game, but the Taiwan version versus the global version came out and there's all of these characters in the files that they're not going to see for any time soon. See, I play a lot of gachas, like I told you, like I'm all over the place. So yeah, it just kind of is what it is, right? So yeah, if you can't pre-register, it's because your phone just probably doesn't support the game, or you're not in a region that supports the game. You can probably pre-register on like QApp or by changing your region, like with a VPN. I'm currently I noticed I'm in Hong Kong according to YouTube, but it's because I'm using a different VPN for a Steam game that's coming out later. So anyways, that being said, that is pretty much everything on Isekai Memories right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I try to cover it as much and as quickly as possible. I'm sorry if the video was a little too long for you. If you're excited for the game, let me know in the comment section down below who you are pulling for out of all your favorite characters, which character is your favorite in the series. Obviously, we don't know everyone that's available. There were some posts actually about some of the supporting characters, like we got a 5-star Freed here, etc., Veldora. So like, I don't know what all they're gonna do, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys are excited about, and if you guys want to see more videos, thank you all, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.